Today, we're going to explore one of the most powerful and transformative themes in the human journey: forgiveness. At some point, all of us have experienced hurts and resentments that we've carried for days, months, or even years. These feelings hold us back, like invisible chains that tie our hearts and minds to moments of pain. Forgiveness emerges as the key that allows us to break these chains. When we choose to forgive, we're not just freeing the other person, we're, above all, freeing ourselves from heavy emotions that often prevent us from living fully. Forgiving is a conscious choice to put our well-being first and to build a path to inner peace. Now, I invite you to take a moment for a brief reflection. Think of a lingering hurt in your life. Imagine the relief and lightness you would feel if you could release that weight right now. This is the power of forgiveness. It opens doors to an emotional freedom that you might not have realized was possible. This is the beginning of a healing and self-transformation journey that anyone can undertake. Shall we explore the path to this freedom together? When we talk about forgiveness, many people interpret it as simply letting go, forgetting, or even justifying what happened. But, in reality, forgiveness is much deeper and more meaningful than that. It is not a mere act of apology, nor does it mean we're ignoring the pain we felt. Forgiving does not mean we agree with the other person's behavior, nor does it downplay the impact of what happened. Forgiveness is, above all, a personal and liberating act. It's something we do for ourselves so that we can move forward with greater lightness. When we forgive, we choose to let go of the weight that resentment brings. It's a decision that frees our hearts and minds, allowing us to focus on things that truly matter and bring us joy. Often, we confuse forgiveness with justification. It's essential to understand that forgiveness does not mean accepting or approving of the wrongdoing. Forgiveness is a healing process, an act of strength rather than weakness. When we choose to forgive, we're choosing to live free, without being controlled by the past. We are letting go of old hurts to be able to live in the present more lightly. By forgiving, we allow the past to stay where it belongs, in the past. It's an act of courage and self-love because, by releasing our grudges, we open ourselves to new experiences and a state of peace and well-being. This is a powerful first step in the journey toward emotional freedom. When we choose to forgive, we are doing more than an act of goodwill. We are fostering a profound transformation in our emotional and spiritual well-being. Forgiveness has a direct impact on our mental and physical health. Unresolved hurts and resentments build tension within our bodies and minds, feeding stress, anger, and anxiety. Releasing these negative emotions through forgiveness provides an inner peace that soothes, reducing these draining feelings and allowing us to cultivate a state of calm. Moreover, the act of forgiveness has proven physical benefits. Studies show that people who practice forgiveness regularly can reduce symptoms of tension, such as muscle pain and even insomnia. When we hold on to resentment, our body often responds with physical symptoms because our emotions and physical health are deeply intertwined. By releasing these hurt feelings, we allow ourselves to relax, sleep better, and even have more energy and vitality. On a spiritual level, forgiveness also connects us with our deepest essence and, for many, with a higher power. It aligns us with values like compassion, empathy, and acceptance, helping us to see ourselves and others with more understanding. This spiritual practice of forgiveness allows us to come closer to a more fulfilled, peaceful version of ourselves. After all, in forgiving, we're not only caring for our emotional health but also connecting with our purpose and our path of self-discovery. By letting go of hurt and resentment, we make room for more positive and constructive feelings. We allow ourselves to be freer and more authentic, in tune with what we truly desire for our lives. This is the power of forgiveness. It transforms us and helps us live more lightly and happily. Forgiving can seem challenging, but with small steps, it's possible to make this idea a reality. The first step toward forgiveness is to recognize the pain. We need to allow ourselves to feel what the hurt has caused us without fear of admitting that we've been wounded. Only when we accept what happened and the feelings that came with it can we begin the path to healing. Acknowledgement is the first step toward freedom. The next step is to reflect on the experience, seeking to learn from it. Instead of reliving the suffering, it's essential to understand what the hurt taught us. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How has this changed me? This reflection helps turn a difficult experience into a point of growth, so the past does not define your present. After reflection, emotional release practices are extremely helpful in this process. Writing about the pain in a journal, practicing guided meditation, or even visualizing letting go are effective techniques for releasing what binds us. Each of these practices offers a different path but with the same goal, releasing emotional weight. Finally, forgiveness is a choice. A conscious and active choice that we can make at any time. When we decide to forgive, we take control of our lives and decide that our well-being is more important than the weight of the past. This act gives us an indescribable inner strength and brings a transformative peace. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for ourselves. By forgiving, you are setting yourself free, choosing to live fully, unencumbered by what's left behind. While forgiving others is important, self-forgiveness is often a fundamental step on this journey. How many times have we blamed ourselves for past mistakes, missed opportunities, or choices we wish we'd made differently? This harsh self-criticism can be one of the biggest obstacles to our growth and well-being. Self-forgiveness is essential because it allows us to embrace ourselves with compassion and recognize that we are human, prone to both mistakes and learning. However, self-forgiveness isn't easy. Many people face deep feelings of guilt or shame that make this process challenging. These feelings can create barriers that complicate acceptance and self-love. But when we practice self-compassion and understand that our mistakes are part of our growth journey, we take a big step toward inner healing. There are some practices that can help us develop self-forgiveness. Writing a forgiveness letter to oneself, for instance, is a powerful way to express understanding and self-acceptance. Another helpful practice is using positive affirmations, reminding yourself that you deserve the same forgiveness you're willing to offer others. These techniques encourage us to look inward with more kindness, giving ourselves permission to start anew. When we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves from the invisible chains that self-criticism creates. We give ourselves the right to learn, improve, and live more lightly. Self-forgiveness is, above all, an act of self-love. And the more we allow ourselves to forgive, the stronger we become in moving forward, at peace with who we are and who we're becoming. Forgiveness is a key that allows us to live fully in the present, unbound by past grievances. By choosing to forgive, we're choosing to live free of emotions that drain us and prevent us from experiencing life to the fullest. This act of letting go of the past makes room for new possibilities, new relationships, and a deeper connection with ourselves. Unresolved grievances act as emotional anchors, pulling us back and keeping us tied to moments of pain. When these hurts accumulate, they create emotional blocks that hinder our well-being and impair our ability to live joyfully. By releasing these feelings, we can break these chains, allowing ourselves to be lighter and more open to love and happiness. The forgiveness process can bring us inspiring stories of transformation. Imagine someone who, through forgiveness, found a new inner peace and emotional freedom that changed their life. Perhaps this person experienced the relief of finally letting go of an old hurt and rediscovered themselves with renewed strength, courage, and serenity. When we hear these stories, we're reminded that forgiveness is possible for everyone, regardless of the depth of the hurt. True emotional freedom is achieved when we choose to forgive. In doing so, we create space in our lives for new experiences, new dreams, and a more open heart. Forgiveness enables us to live more fully, more authentically, and closer to our highest purpose. Remember, when you forgive, you're not just letting something go, but allowing yourself to live with more lightness, love, and peace. Forgiveness is an act of liberation. It is a powerful choice that we all have within reach, a practice of emotional and spiritual healing. When we forgive, we're not just releasing the other person, we're giving ourselves an opportunity for peace and self-transformation. In this moment, I invite you to reflect on something or someone that still weighs on your heart. Imagine what your life would be like if you could leave that hurt behind, creating space for lighter, more constructive feelings. Forgiveness may seem challenging, but remember, it's a gift you give yourself, and you deserve this lightness, this peace. The path of forgiveness is the path to true emotional freedom. By deciding to forgive, you are choosing to transform your life from within, in a profound and lasting way. With every step, you'll come closer to a life lived with lightness, love, and fulfillment. So give yourself this chance for liberation. You have the power to forgive, and in doing so, you choose to live a life with greater purpose and peace. Always remember, forgiveness is a choice of love and compassion for yourself. And by forgiving, you take an important step toward a lighter, happier life that is more connected to your purpose.